General way.
You monitor Tony Quay. Obi say ultras in football. A day na saying. The word ultras nankasa in football no a chassis free Italy. Now basically is from a Latin word they mean is extreme. In football terms, when we say ultras are a highly or extremely passionate football supporters of a football club. Now in Pempi, we are very organized. Say Omoba Stadium, Omo Babia, in Pempi, Omo Munyina, and Omo Chemku. Now they create a very loud atmosphere using drums, whistles. The nearby about ultras, no minimum some pages, some 1 or 2 videos be about ultras. Be a bit my send no. Extremely passionate. Now they create atmosphere. Noise, it be a drums, whistles, flares, a Janice and your money. It will be a bit to me, man, bro, some we are violent. The castle we extremely passionate and not just a way PSG for ultras, no. On Betma Stadium, a big crowd in a cheap and a trip park and so on Shabonibi, but they are extremely passionate. Bebre or mo chant. I be a masu now we are just they know their chant. A bit Misha Daye banners I can see a bit of flags, special ones. Moye, omunie from ultras. Now se basabase see omune dint inti mai. Dianimu a year and a babasabas omune beye. Inti ube se Juve for ewo from Viking Juve. A be a Milan for Curva Sword Milano. PSG for ultras and also another powerful one. And then FC Porto, what they call a Super Dragos 1860. And yes, so popular in England. Recently, I think somewhere 2022, baby, now a group with PMO England, a Arsenal, I'm from Ashburton Army. They were also trying to get to that level. But ultras there, Oko South America, Oko France, Oko Portugal, and Spain near there. Spain crowns also, so solid one. Italy. Ultras is strong. France, we are very strong general. So we a team player. No so mum pe obekwa. Omo no muni team ni mpanyin for na running team no. Team ni mpanyin for no ye de omo pe. Yeah. De omo be se no na obeyo. Yeah. So powerful. Udi agronom so mbe twa o training ground ombeba. No mba ombema wati omo nka. The ultras very solid. Yeah.
Wow. This is also by ultras, about form ultras or ha. So, yes, I could travel ultras.
They be. Oh no, Omono to me, Bomu, we are no more business. Why they assist no? Born on Casa one shut down, share. But no, there is so much of passion. Okay, the ultras. General, obviously, I done a few goals. GPL nimu. Strikers and an answer. And now say defenders in the yard there. Goal share the act of goal scoring and Casano. Chance creation. Juma Kessie. Ubetmenya attacker ujenim hunim go nishe. But they are not creating the chance for the attacker. Ubebisa say how many times in the GPL strikers any chances are baseno. So I think it's a build up. Creating the chance. Coaching. Can be na yenya goals no bebree and a finishing goals no chance so no players ne finding. I can if you look at the Champions League here bubo any other leagues na goals no flow but GPL ubehu 0-0 1-0 2-1 1-1 on few occasion na wenya ebia 3-1 ebio it could also be say talent almost evenly distributed. Akasifo no kra no omune nketua no distance omune nso. Sometimes back kotokobechi team bi wa ha no ahye ne 6 no ahye ne 4 no ahye ne 3 has bechi obi no ahye ne 4 because there's so much huge gap between Hasselhoff and that smaller club. But then no difference in the woman terminal so into unyenya those big score lines no say ni bribi atwam na ye peno no. Frank Osei Mensa UK or say FC Sheriff ekoshe Real Madrid yi ni film no ene se ne kotoko timi yi work free mu a de na be ya nwasem kese pa ha kotoko ne work nyina with the same level o Real Madrid pedigree that time FC Sheriff nem say no more was a tier 2 tier 3 forgotten omo me anywhere near Real Madrid. So I'm thinking say na eno ne hu kotoko she waka wa hwe kotoko ne work past performances and our results are usually there are 1 or 2 goals differences between them and not so massive until maybe I would say the FC Sheriffs one will still remain another thing. General Obi say nationality switch doesn't necessarily mean call up into Hoxinodoi and Inketia yemo mu kwan no mu switch your nationality. I don't think say Mati Obia all can say Mema Hoxinodoi in Edinketia and switch your nationality. Eme Ghana for. But the MTS say players like Edinketia, Hoxinodoi, they will not just get up and switch their nationality. As the same kitahudie ekoso between ono any impending for any GF impending for any coaches, there would have to be a certain level of assurances before they will switch their nationality. Yantiase, those boys will not just get up and say we are switching our nationality. Almost all nationalities switch are yehuno impempi. Either the coach of the new nation or person urban, and now omo FA from penning for sometimes government officials like ministers of sports are involved. And if these guys will switch their nationality, I think that they will not just get up and say we are switching. As the same kitamudie koso, ewo mone FA, any coaches in them answer na oma go through documentations no matter switch your nationality. Let me relate that one to Obi Bisa me say that's also many ending na apart from say a friend me no muka so mo no e de na e wodi tia wo mo meti ha me ni bibia amfantia Hoxinodoi. In fact, I like him. Edinketia is somebody I like so much, and anytime I'm watching his team play, he's the one I watch. And when I'm share Hoxinodoi for Nottingham Forest, ain't nothing against them, but I am saying say a queer fast who I ever qualifies here 2 years from mumra almost so mundi or mumma na yebo wie na fedie yes so almost say or mubeba bono as a chance say pepana e wo ho I say football e bi enya de man mind so obekwa man mind no e bi ni omumu adodode e wo mu no mo bepe enti sampa ne ampa afei de person mo system nationality bebo magana. For me, the process can begin, but I don't think they deserve a call-up for the World Cup. Now, Metie Otuado, Metie Ura, 30 years of Kreku. I've also listened to the Black Stars Management Committee chair in Dr. Randy Abbey. I've listened to Neil Amte van der Poel, former sports minister. But you know, there's will be a tears and say, Sa Ghanaian footballers now, Moamononino. As I see a team draw 3 lines between them. You were a Kwekumi and son. Microfontin Yamanasi. You were a baby a trim. Ghana, I can't say a peomo. Ya koma suya yani omoko kasaye. Ye bia yabo qualifiers nina omso omumba. Because they don't feel Ghanaian or Ghana is not their choice. Omno. Any a woman swa, ya kokachra omuje penny. Ya started procedure. Say a wo switch your nationality. Boy back who cried the other match or buy a better bench about camp. But switch an man go through. Any woman so I am from that almost on castle bebada. But the nay ye dream who say ya no munko kasana. Among these 3 categories, the only group I think that they should not be called for the World Cup. Ayo omo ye no munko kai no mo se omo de omo mebo ni abo awie. Tise Hoxinodoi and Edinketia. I still think that we should have, you see, nationality, no, and our national team, they do a bit about with pride. So if you are not so proud to wear our colors, and now you think say World Cup no ukodo ebe boa wo career enti yamamra never build use World Cup and then build a career. When we wanted a Dinketi, I was then playing for one of the top clubs in England, Arsenal. He was playing for Chelsea. Now they have fallen down. Edinketia is even still not a starter for Crystal Palace. And Hudson-Odoi has moved from Chelsea, went to Germany, and now to Nottingham Forest. So I'm saying that they think they now need the Black Stars for their career development than we need them. And I'm saying that Sam Crawford there. Mehu AGFA president Keto Kreku court be our Kansas half one they have no place. Honestly, say a cat in the kind of son or car, me too check the man. I support him 100%. We should have some level of pride. Yeah, minor. In Nikwa say Ubia fire for Sakwa. People should not preach to me about what Kevin Prince Boateng did. Sebi, eko we are say Kroma who says Sebi, in Ubia, the referee, you coaches at them because you never pan the job. No one can sakra no shade here. We should learn lessons out of that.
What about linking you know or any interference? No?
Yes, Obi say Keto Krekwa some na wakano. Yeah. As the Chinese say yes, we interfere with player selection. He's interfering with selection. I disagree with that person. You see, General, say player association and nationality abe Ghana ni obeba omano administrative. That is the level of the administrators. So we BBA no be Ghana ni now if we are available for selection. That is when it becomes technical and the coaches decide whom we would want to call. At this moment in time, it's administrative. So it is the administrators who will work and decide. And Kurt is the chief administrator of our football. And if he speaks on a matter like this at this point in time, there is nothing like interference. Sebiu, yeni etie krampo ye chire or no intimin can de. And he is authority. He says, me no tie, me assure say Kurt in him. A choir omo fa so ne choir boy si fa so turn omo down. Otwadu tie an interview now. He suggests at a point in time these boys were not even picking his calls. And now Crophobia Bamia qualify we. Inti yes member. If Kurt said that one is not administrative, it's a matter of having principles. And you should be ready to wear our national jersey and be ready to be committed to the national cause, not for your own convenience. So, Omubaba, Ometima show nationality, and African Cup of Nations qualifiers, Beba. Yako Guinea no money yako. Nina yako ba qualify. Omo ayantu and San from Dane day, Senesi from a fine. Or ye honorable Nilam Tivanda Poe say George a champion, George Kofi champion. Mzeni funi George Kofi champion. Or you better than any of our center backs. I disagree. The boy is an intelligent, young, up and coming guy. But over the African game now, Maninko ni muni biwo muna. Josh minhu Maninko ni mubia wonimu. Jukuma ni adeno minhu ye. I will not rate Josh. He has a potential. Very intelligent. He reminds me of Stephen Tete and even Joe Ado. Very intelligent center back. Onimbo nebo. Ayan takanje. The African game, I don't think say no people catch him say George will walk straight into our team. He could. Maybe he could, but it's a bit unfair to tell me say he's
Drube Reti Juku ahead of George.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Salisu I might not.
Okay.
The man was Salisu and Juku difference here.
Andy, I think Jiku, I see his presence. Like he's even faster. He tackles better than Salisu. Salisu for me is quite slow and aggression or form. Maybe passing and a bit Salisu. Minim there, but that's what I think. Say Salisu, Jiku is better than Salisu in our central defense. Okay. Ufi honoma okay, my yes, Jiku near manina, the same order, money manina. obi say Kotokone has ebeba back abe conquer Africa. And he said Black Stars be qualify for World Cup consistently. Emu dia hin be defining Ghana Football Association say they have been successful. Now more ye juma.
Am I 4 slots in the back?
Say be a Kotokone has it me back no mo be conquer Africa. Now fed ye 4 slots back. And he say every 4 years Black Stars ever qualify for World Cup. Akwaya de mu de in Ebeka say efi na ye adwuma no ma successful. You know NTS say Ghana Football Association omo prime and primary product is the league. Ghana League no. And non na yo adwuma pa.
Okay.
Enti say ye league no be ye na clubs na tima ball mo modern bra kwa Africa. Na nkrofo tima be hwe ball. Na sika ba ye league mu eno pa ne o masudi.
Yeah.
Na say yafa coach bi na ba nu tua coach ne ka Ghana player bi aya ade wa ha Ghana player bi ni team developing wa ha Ghana player bi e good na coaches na frɛ from de o maba na ya bebo match no na ya share ne ekoye nim. GFA might have played a role, but the primary responsibility of Ghana Football Association is the Ghanaian leagues, of which the Premier League is the prime. And I think say class need to me back. No more conquer Africa near 4 slot back now. Yebeka said the GFA has been very, very successful as compared to say Omobaye de Omuye now Black Stars Beko World Cup. Okay.
My understanding is clearly different from yours anyway.
Ooh.
You know, a choir class in the first one 4 slot in Africa, it does not depend on the FA. A choir Kotokone has first one back in Africa, it does not depend on the FA. I agree the primary work of the FA is to make sure we have a better league. But se Kotoko ebeto 10 players no ma pam de 20 abade tesano enye FA. Se has to folk omunim say this is the standard of the team. But they be almost justify your inclusion in Africa from qualifying and FA. Inti their work is to make sure we have a better league. But again, Kotoko performance in Africa has to have performance in Africa. So we be conquer Africa there. And no. That is my understanding of question anybody beside. Because Sejo, e kwa be na efi ebe fa so aboama has to conquer Africa. Playing a better league, bringing sponsorship on board alone, that is not enough. Mejitum say teams na omo Africa winning no, omo league in here, omo very good sponsors. But yenche the amount of investment teams in here. And that investment does not depend on the FA. Sene ye kesika Aziz ki work di akwa kotono. Ye kesika Mamelodi Sundowns de beto Lucas Ribeiro. Ye kesika Ali de beto Ali Udia. Sedu se sika no clubs na adwuma ba na omo bon. E na etimi am omo inject money into the account. Omo manage omo club ne very well. When Kotoko were replacing quality with quality, having players omo be dina bench kwa no bebe man fans aye okay no, and the situation in the same thing. And e boligu Kotoko training ground obo mo justify. Kotoko were employing Bundesliga coaches. What is the situation now? Inti I agree the FA has a role to play, but you know omo role no e league nko. First matches are ye born and also making sure you nya referees papa, you bet your referees kay ye better sponsorship. But for the Africa alone, it depends on the clubs.
Well, look,
and the Kenya league no be competitive. Sika bebem peri obey juma the organizer of the league. Mejitum say clubs no have a role to play. But say league sika bebem sponsors bebem omo be administering ye do be the boni e be hwe so making sure say atwena so say ye manipulate referees so be could bet ni hu na e de mra bedi no sa na mani nyina ye the organizers of the league, and these are the things the Bema League na tima koso na teams e wo league ni no etimi akwa Africa akobo modern. So and nipa no was not comparing clubs no ne FA no wafa FA no and or di bisa clubs no the Umbetmaye and Wafa Black Stars and the Black Stars in Betmaye. So is the FA is the point here. So I'm thinking that because the questioner wanted us to look at the achievement of the national teams and the clubs. Niemfa measure as a yardstick, niemfa measure no competence. No, I think in terms of this question, what the clubs need, no more money be biano. Ebe she rua no will play. Said the bear clubs no be timako anymore. Okay, good. General Obinsu beside say the question na mintiase. What?
No, true.
The mintiase na why Raja Wak has and Kotokoyan ranking on.
One at the Baba face, one at the Mexican.
I'm going for me no way. Raja Wak.
We see the Opa Kotokone has. Africa.
Africa.
Okay, out of the four. Now,
what's the ranking on? Raja Wak Kotoko has. You know, and then
now do the same.
Yeah,
Obi say,
oh,
somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Raja Wak Kotoko, them the house at 4.
Okay. Sana also better.
No, you know what is in the debatable.
Okay.
I mean, who the money debatable.
All right.
Why are club administrators more powerful, more popular in Ghana than the players? Obi question. And they cry club administrators and cry him for the popular. See, almost cry popularity above all.
It's a mango.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Joe.
Club administrators. Is him for the popular?
Oh, here for
the players now.
Oh, yeah. Onyekotokone has generally club administrators.
Moses Parker are popular.
Yes.
It's a medium.
Medium player by popular team. Moses Parker.
You see.
Players in a level they offer.
Yes. I'm coming there. Your players who popularity who stay for longer period, you gain popularity. Most Ghanaian players don't stay for long. First, Nana Nkrofobe bo team back boni position consistently for 4-5 seasons, no, intense. And now be Vincent Atingamo, be Kakrebi, your boys in the Brini Monche. Do ya den in term no ye jano kwa inoko. The onya den so and term near packing. In Tiakamia kwese club administrators no probably stay for long. And Moses Parker, okay, he's even owner of the club. Those times, Herbert Mensah nye owner, Harry Zako nye owner, Nana Kwame Nketia, those times. What you say? But Omubeye Juma no ma Juma ye no be mo so popular. Enti ene kra administrators and apart from the owners na ankasa no, administrators no kra so nche. Fine, Monaka is very popular now. From
he's popular than all the players at Samates.
Monaka is popular than all the players at Samates.
Player when all Samates are popular in Monaka.
Monaka is popular to players?
Oh, Samates. Player when all Samates are popular in Monaka. The word money now. You know, Dr. Randiabi at Heart of Lions.
He's the owner.
Heart of Lions. So players need be able to 4 seasons. So even is up and Heart of Lions are. But is he popular than the owner? No.
Anyway, players in check. But Randiabi there, funny but they are not just there. Randiabi has been in the system from journalists to a big kind of popularity in Poenya football in Kuwa. What I say? This is somebody who has been involved in World Cup, about 4 World Cups from 2006, 2010, 14. I think so. For the other time, no, comes one of them. He didn't take a key role, but he was ex-co member. Into almost all our 5 World Cup, he's been there. Into this a person there. We are there. Dr. Randy, the popularity you can't match it. Obi say a preferred lineup for Asante Kotoko in the game. Now Obi so day a ne back 3 and 3 back formation be by. It looks so good. Osenka Kotoko call for 3 back. Now or more, what do you call it? And the 3 back Zakaria Fuseni, Ablo, and then I'm captain Samba Unel as the 3 back. Now Abolo Damwa Patrick. Esedu as the wing backs. No Abum Finfin 3. Walid Neema, Joe, Hebe Joe, and then Adabo. Now Abo Donsu and then Abet as the top 2. It means that our drop it Peter Amidu from the team.
No, do you know, sir?
One thing they say, so we about 3 back. 3 back, you know, are very technical. If you have not trained and rehearsed for it, you can't just get up and say, make about 3 back. North Africans don't bet switch. Unless one rehearse it. And 3 back in your formation, Ghana for a comfortable. Also Ghana, see a call on Chindi, Sunday special, ni Bibia. I say 4-4-2 and 4-4-3. You really are no be a coach intended. The moment you decide how we call 3 back system, no, then you know, sir, why you Germany ye who say, Omokwa, why never church, why never call Sani Mania, meaning Sakotoko has trained for that. If they have not trained for that, I don't think they would dare doing that.
Okay.
Advantage there was our formation and Nipa by on the say we lose the ball now, you have 5 defenders, 5 defensive minded guys to defend for you, because quickly Lord Amoa and Patrick Essiedu joins the 3 back, you have your 5. Now if you were saying 3 midfield guys, it looks so good for an away game like this, but I don't know if they have really rehearsed for that. Otherwise,
one ball no joy the back anymore.
Because Walid Nema, Hubejeu, and then Adabo.
This list, it only offers you defensive solidity and numbers behind the ball. But midfield in the crown, you get exposed. Apart from getting the 2 players left and right, central, who is going to win the ball for you?
Maybe Adabo or the Nibes Edgeman.
He is not. Nema. Okay, Ode to us.
Maybe Adabo or the Nibes Edgeman. Also, Fegine Ancelotti, who is greater? Ancelotti, a later part of Fegi's era. I think, say, in terms of achievement, Tunya trainer or successes, Ancelotti may be ahead of Fegi. But greatness, Fegi, ne era, how huge he was. Now, as one said, then Ninko for Ben Ubibrino, for me, it makes him greater. But in terms of achievement, it's Kalu. Calaba, and the MC referees, the only tuning na Mijama. Okay, Obisu besides, baby person, okay, Mammy. So, Black Stars, what it takes to compete at the World Cup. Nisenti, Yebebu Yenia Gusu say Yempo Bia and Fama Mekan. Then you to me say Black Stars to me. Or my idea so ma qualify. But clearly, World Cup ni Yekobunum. And yet, or my any omubu boy wa hey. I chichi fa omusui. Enkwani ekwa kushia omu. Anye yekura no mo first portum, second portum. Ubenya 2 elite teams. Even on paper, the 2 are straight ahead of you and ahead of any of the teams in your mobile World Cup qualifiers. No, so no Ukraine say ye kobunum. Inti say ye peja agrono emu. Pejamuno ye technical bench say ye upgrading no. Na fei ye koso ebie ye ni hwe say ye benya baby a ye beba be beefy up na. You forget about even the starting 11. You still need a very rich bench. So I think that yen tumin to ya punum na yen kase yenya enough until we are going to do well and so on.
Andy,
Mami Fadiaka.
Fadiaka, I'm saying, this Andy.
Also, it's a team because relegation. Now we need UEFA trophy. It's a Champions League, Europa League. No co-relegation. Relegation. Why not? If you are relegated, you are relegated. The only thing say you can be in relegation and still play in the UEFA elite competition. For example, England, Ubetimako relegation. Na yamfanse Man U ne Tottenham ebo final and like United call relegation. Pengu. Now United winning Europa League now. Qualifying for Champions League. So whilst playing the championship, United will be playing the Champions League. And that is permitted. You know, Mami and fancy one.
Please help me out here. Whilst Kumasi says something going to go achieve in Africa that had to focus